So Nicki Minaj lied about Jennifer Hough being white. She lied about Jennifer and Kenneth having a romantic relationship as teenagers. She pretty much lied about the whole situation. She tried to make it seem like that, the relationship, something happened in relationship to where this white woman told on him to the police and he was a victim of racial injustice. But it comes out that Jennifer is actually not white at all. She looks as if she is biracial or maybe just fully black. But by saying that, he was a victim of racial injustice, it makes it seem like he never raped her at all and that he was just falsely accused and imprisoned. But if he was, falsely imprisoned, why she's rich and she's, buying all these lawyers for, all these other legal situations, why wouldn't she hire a lawyer to prove that he was falsely imprisoned and clear his name so that he doesn't have to register as a sex offender? Because it's not true. So she started a Twitter argument about the vaccine to deflect from this story about Jennifer, and then also about him facing 17 years in prison for not registering as a sex offender. I don't know how long, this interview has been in the process, or like how long people have known about this, or if she even knew about it. But I know that she was definitely trying to deflect from the fact that her husband is going to jail, because right after that report dropped, there was another post from the Met Gala. I don't think it was the Met Gala, but basically there was another report stating that Nicki wasn't going to attend the Met Gala. And people were speculating, oh, maybe she's not going to attend because her husband can't go. Because, maybe it's around children somewhere. So somebody Googles the address, finds out that the Met Gala is close by a Chuck E. Cheese. Now, what I will say about that is I don't know, how accurate that is, because I don't know the address of the Met Gala and I didn't really care to look it up. But that post did go viral, whether it was true or not. It definitely went viral, and I'm pretty sure it embarrassed her. So right after that, she tweets, oh, such and such got the vaccine and became impotent, and now their testicles are enlarged. Basically saying, if you're going to take the vaccine, do your research. Don't get bullied into it, which is common sense. Like, don't let somebody pressure you into doing something that you're not fully informed about. Educate yourself. That's common sense. But she dragged this conversation on, or this argument on, for 3 days because people were saying, oh, you're influencing your fans not to take the vaccine because you're saying you're going to do research. You're not qualified to do research. And basically what she was saying was that she should be able to speak her mind about the vaccine and whether she wants to get it or not. Also, she clarified that she wasn't, trying to encourage people to not take it or discourage people from taking it. The whole time, this goes on for like 3 days, to the point where on the third day, she tried to get her fans to harass somebody because they quote unquote was harassing her family member, the one she exposed the information about. My thing is, your husband is facing 17 years in prison. Why aren't you trying to spend all the time that you can with him before 2022 when he has to go to trial, or when he has to go to court in January? Like, why aren't you spending as much time with him as you can with y'all's kid? Like, you have bigger fish to fry. Why are you worried about what people think about you on Twitter? Come on now. So yeah, I feel like all of that was just a distraction from the real issue, which is she procreated with a rapist. And, he's a pedophile. He dated her when he was 21 and she was 16. He definitely knew what he was doing, and never changed his ways. So I'm glad that Jennifer chose to speak up on the situation. She exposed the fact that Nicki tried to pay her and that her associates tried to pay her and they tried to intimidate her into taking the money and not speaking about the situation. I hope that she receives peace and justice, and that people start to see Nicki for the monster that she is and stop supporting her. Because, I mean, let's just face it, music is not good enough for you, no matter who you are. It's just not good enough for you to do that, to do immoral things and then still expect people to support you and, love you and look at you in this positive light. A lot of people might still just be delusional and act like, the situation isn't as serious as it is. And, they're probably hoping that she's lying and that, this is all a lie and this doesn't really, there's a good explanation for the situation, but it's just not. There's no explanation. She knew her man was a pedophile. She knew he was a rapist, still procreated with him anyway. So I just don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for Jennifer because she has to relive the situation. She has to explain the situation to people that she doesn't know. A lot of people, are harassing her about this situation, and I'm sure she's just tired and just wants to be at peace and not really have to think about this shit anymore. So I definitely feel for her more than anything. I just can't believe that somebody like Nicki Minaj would sit there and lie and say that she was white, lie and say that they had a relationship, lie and, try and make her husband look like he wasn't as vicious as he is or as, monstrous as he is. Like, there's just no excuse, and it's just sad. She's going to continue to lose supporters. She's going to continue to lose deals. It was just reported that Nicki was removed from the Savage Fenty line, but this was regarding the vaccine. This is not even regarding her husband, which is why I'm not really, moved by that, because, girl, you knew. You went and hung out with the predator and the wife. You knew, which makes me think you don't give a fuck either. It's just all of these celebrities, they have a certain image to push. Of course, they're going to act like they care about you to a certain extent because they need to make their bag. But if you're looking at the underlying actions, why would you go hang out with somebody? Why would you still be friends with somebody that's dating a rapist? Just come on now. You can't tell people who to date, but there's just some things that you should and shouldn't support, and that shouldn't be one of those things. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It sucks for Jennifer, that she has to go through this in the public eye. But like I said, I hope she does receive justice and peace after saying her piece and speaking her piece, because had she stayed quiet, Nicki was just going to keep running with the stories, probably keep intimidating and trying to harass her to keep quiet. Who knows what would have continued, or what would have escalated into something much worse had she not spoken up. And I know a lot of people are trying to make it seem like, oh, she's just trying to get money for the situation because he's dating Nicki Minaj. But the harassment basically started up when they started dating. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, she's doing it for money, because she's been offered money and she hasn't taken it. So you can't really use that argument here. That's all I have for this information, or for this video. If you guys have any other information regarding this topic, comment down below. If you guys want me to talk about any other situations, also comment that down below. I will leave my social media in the description box so that you guys can keep up with me outside of YouTube. And thanks so much for watching.